Russian fans vow to back England against Tunisia despite political row over the Salisbury poisoning. It might reasonably be assumed that England's footballers will get a frosty reception when their World Cup campaign in Russia kicks off tomorrow night. After all, diplomatic relations between Britain and Russia are at their coolest for decades following the Salisbury poisoning. So perhaps surprisingly, many citizens of Volgograd, formerly Stalingrad, in southern Russia, will be cheering us on during England's opening game against Tunisia. That's just as well, since only a paltry 2,000 England fans are expected at the 45,000 capacity Volgograd arena for the crunch game, with many clearly put off by fears that they will receive a hostile welcome because of political tensions. Yesterday, Russian medical student Natasha Grebyakina, 21, was dressed in an England football shirt. "Don't worry, we'll be shouting for your boys," she said as she walked near the stadium with her similarly attired friend, Anna Akhmordova. Anna said, "We like the English. The people here are very friendly and welcoming, there's nothing to be afraid of. It won't just be the welcome that's warm for those who make the journey." Manager Gareth Southgate's team were arriving today in Volgograd from their tournament base 1,000 miles north on the Gulf of Finland to around 90 F heat. The poorest of the 12 World Cup host cities, Volgograd is closer to Tehran and Istanbul than Moscow and St. Petersburg. Hot-headed hooligans watch out. The Russians have brought in giant water bomber jets that can dump tons of water on a target. The Kremlin says the BRV-200, right, which is normally used to fight forest fires, will boost security at the World Cup. Although the Russians won't say exactly how the aircraft will be used, it is thought they could act like a super-sized water cannon if there is crowd trouble. Skimming over a river or sea, the planes take just 12 seconds to scoop up 12 tons of water and a second to discharge it. For this World Cup, the weight of expectation that has crushed England's footballers at previous tournaments doesn't hang quite so heavily over Southgate's young squad, which has been playing with verve and a rare team spirit. Although they are not yet what the manager calls the finished article, they will have done the nation proud, most pundits agree, if they make the quarter-finals. Inevitably, when the referee blows his whistle to start the game at 7 p.m. tomorrow, triggering cries of encouragement in Volgograd and in pubs and homes in Britain, some England fans will still allow themselves to dream of going all the way. "You can't help it, can you?" said James Casriel, 38, from Bristol, one of the first fans to arrive here. "It's stupid really, because I've been disappointed so many times. Your head tells you one thing and your heart another." Others attested to the friendliness of their Russian hosts. Luke Summerhays, from Hull, said, "They've been great, not at all as I expected." Roman Zaitsev, head of Volgograd's branch of the Open Russia Foundation, said the city was ready to embrace the English. Moscow portrays Western countries in a negative way. But many see through it. And others simply don't care and have little interest in Moscow politics, he said. Anatoly Sologubov, who runs an online news agency, added, "People here are very familiar with the Premier League and there is an affinity with the English. I believe a lot of people in the stadium will be supporting England. The great thing about the World Cup for us in Volgograd is that we get the rare opportunity to meet people from all over the world. Football brings people together in a way that politics can't." Nevertheless, many fans will have been horrified by the scenes at Euro 2016 in France when Russian hooligans went on the rampage, targeting England supporters in what was seen as state-sponsored violence. But with the eyes of the world on Russia, President Putin has ordered a clampdown on the thugs and has put Yevgeny Zinishev, 51, a former deputy director of the FSB intelligence service, in charge of ensuring fan safety. Volgograd has been smartened up with new road surfaces and pavements. Anything too unsightly has been removed or covered up, and a temporary law has been passed banning guns from public transport lest they upset foreign visitors. And over the past few weeks the authorities have all but wiped out the city's notorious mosquito population in time for the tournament. In a poisoning exercise that for once met with universal approval, a Russian plane swept low over the Volga-Aktubinskaya Valley on 10 consecutive nights dispensing pesticide. Meanwhile, a nightclub in the city is selling a £3 Novikot cocktail, named after the nerve agent used to poison former Russian spy Sergei Skripal and his daughter Yulia in Salisbury. "You English boys should try it if you dare," said 26-year-old Nistya as she sipped on the drink. "The ingredients are secret," at a bar on Friday night. "It's deadly." Meanwhile, football legend Diego Maradona was last night accused of insulting South Korea fans at the tournament. ITV Sports presenter Jackie Oatley claimed she saw the former Argentina star pull his eyes to the side in a clearly racist gesture. The nation's love affair with football was saved by Paul Gascoigne's tears at the 1990 World Cup, according to John Motson. Speaking today on radio.